Hey, what is going on, guys? It is TemperAlliance, and today in this video I want to talk about where Call of Duty is going and where it's going to head. Now, in the past commentaries I talked about what Call of Duty was like then to what Call of Duty is like now, and I also made a little problem that has got to do with supply drops is what somehow is affecting the game. And in those two commentaries I kind of talk about where Call of Duty is going on where it's heading, but I haven't addressed it in its own way. And I still hear about this today, and I still hear that people don't like the new mechanics, and they're just not liking the way it's going. And in the past, I only addressed supply drops. I only addressed where it's where Call of Duty came from on where it's at now. And you know, for the supply drops video, not many people actually were complaining about the new mechanics of the game. It was just the most problems that I heard was the supply drops, and I actually agree with it in some way, but I also understand the reason why Treyarch and Activision is going that way. But at the same time, though, if they're forcing you to spend money on it, then I wouldn't bother with it. But I kind of want to address the new mechanics in the game, because I hear that some people don't like it and they just don't like where Call of Duty is going, and I'm also hearing that they would like to see the franchise go back into the past. Now, if I was correct back then, now I'm not making a rant video, I'm just pretty much basing out facts here, and I just don't understand why people are kind of doing this, really, because I remember years ago when we had what was it back then? I think it was Black Ops 2, where it was kind of in the future, but the basic was still foot on the ground, and it was still like the gameplay was still kind of like Modern Warfare 2 and all that. But they were kind of not happy with the way that Call of Duty was the same thing every single year, and that people were saying that, you know, what's the point of buying the next Call of Duty game when you can just keep the game that you have now, because when you pay this new Call of Duty game, it's just going to be the exact same thing as if you're playing the last Call of Duty game, which was kind of understandable. You know, the developers were pretty much making the same game, but they were pretty much adding new stuff into it to make it a little bit different to the old one. But besides that, it was pretty much the same game, which I can kind of understand it in a way like that. But you know, the new maps, different gun gameplays, and new game modes that they introduce is what really keeps the game different, and what keeps us, you know, for buying the next game. And you know, and people were just not liking the way that it was the same game every single year. And when Sledgehammer Games were pretty much the first developers to bring out a completely new mechanic into the game with double jumping and not wall running, but double jumping and dashing and all that stuff, people liked it at the start, and then when it came to the end of it, they weren't really liking it. And when Treyarch bought their version of the game with, you know, boost jumping, wall running, they just didn't like the way it was heading, and it got me thinking that, hold on a minute, you don't like the way it was the same game every single year, and then when we get what we want, they just turn the opposite, which is what I don't understand. Now, it's understandable that there are, you know, millions of people out there who have their different opinions, and it could be the opposite. It could be completely different people who are saying this, but it just goes to show that you can't entertain everybody. It's just not possible. You know, you are going to come across a day where your favorite franchise you're going to come across in the next installment of the game, you're going to find something that you don't like, and that's kind of the way it works. And that's just really it, really. You know, you are going to come across something like that, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. You know, you can give out about it, but there's nothing going to happen unless everybody who plays the game are feeling the same way as you. As like the supply drops, nobody likes the supply drops. Nothing has been happened yet, but I'm guaranteed something will be happened. It might not happen in Black Ops 3, but it'll probably happen in the next game, because you know Sledgehammer brought out the supply drops, Treyarch then brought out the supply drops. So I'm going to be 95% sure that Infinity Ward is going to bring out the supply drops as well, because Sledgehammer Games and Infinity Ward are kind of the same company, because Infinity Ward went to Sledgehammer's game to help make Advanced Warfare. Now I'm not sure if it was only the campaign only, or multiplayer, or some of both, but the fact was that Infinity Ward did help Sledgehammer Games develop Advanced Warfare. So Infinity Ward is definitely going to have supply drops, I am absolutely certain of it. And you know, and that's what, and that's the problem that they have in the franchise, and it's probably going to be fixed during the next one. You know, Infinity Ward is going to be listening to that, and they're just going to try and fix it for their game. So yeah, so you can't entertain everybody. Now, my personal opinion, I love the way that it's going. They're keeping it new, they're keeping it fresh. They're pretty much updating the game. And would I love to see Call of Duty go back into the old days? Of course I would. Like, my first Call of Duty game was Modern Warfare 2. I loved it. I loved the next one, and I loved the one after that. And even though it was kind of the same thing, I still loved it, and I still paid for it. And it was absolutely great. And I kind of like the way that they are making something new out of it. You know, they're putting much a new element into the game, giving us wall running abilities and double jumping, and just making the game new, which is kind of important in a way, so that it just wouldn't be the same thing every single year, which I can kind of understand that. But I would like to go back into the past. Modern Warfare 2 was a great game, Black Ops 1 was absolutely a brilliant game, and you know, the rest of them were just absolutely fantastic, and I loved every single one of them. Ghosts, not really, but you know, besides that, it was all the rest of them, excuse me, were absolutely great games. And I would love one day to see a Call of Duty game go back into the past, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think we're going to have a few more years with this, the way it's going now, and maybe a few years time they might go back into the past. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. And here's why, in my own personal opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I could go down the completely wrong path here. But in a way, it kind of makes sense to what I'm thinking. So, when you're a game developer, it's pretty much your dream to do whatever you want. You know, you're the game developer. It's your choice what you want to do with the game. And for most game developers out there, they can make whatever game they want. You know, if they got sick of making, you know, if they love making a certain game and they loved making it so much and the fans loved it, they would make a second part to it and make it a franchise, and then make a third one and a fourth one, and so on and so forth, and until they get sick of it. And when they get sick of it, they can end it and make a brand new game, a brand new title, brand new mechanics, everything. And that's pretty much what most game developers love to do. It's pretty much why they, you know, were game developers, you know, to make a game and make it whatever they want and put whatever things they want in it, which is pretty much what a game developer loves to do. Now, these game developers for the Call of Duty franchise are paid to do a Call of Duty game. They can't just scrap it and, you know, not put Call of Duty in it. You know, it's just not what they're paid for. You know, they're paid to make Call of Duty. It has to be out at this time, at this date, and that's it. And back then, when they were making Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, they were restricted on what they can do, which isn't what a game developer normally likes to do. Some people don't mind it. You know, some game developers out there don't mind it, but you know, when you're restricted on what you can do, in a way, it can kind of get really annoying. Like, for example, you know, you couldn't have those dance moves that you can do in Black Ops 3 back in World at War. You know, the game would look absolutely dumb. It wouldn't look great in the game, because back then in the past, you know, it was all serious. It was all, you know, pretty much tactic, and to put that in the game would just be absolutely wrong. It wouldn't be serious. You wouldn't take the game seriously. It'll be more for like a comedy purpose, which isn't what you want to see in a game. Depending what the game is. But in a Call of Duty game, in a war game, you wouldn't want to see that happen. So, like, they couldn't just put that in it. And plus, it was in the past. You know, they can't change the past. What happened in the past, you know, they had to make the game on it. They can't change anything about it because it's in the past. They can't do anything about it. And so they have to make the right guns, the right people, the right characters in the game in order to mix with the times back in the past. Now, they're not going to do everything by the book. They are probably going to change some minor little things. But at the same time, though, you couldn't, you know, put, you know, drones in it. You couldn't put, you know, raps in it, you know, because it wasn't out back then. You know, the game would look like ridiculous. You know, it just wouldn't work. So they were restricted on what they can do. Now, since they put it in the future, they are open to do whatever they want. We haven't been there yet. We haven't been in the year 2025 yet. So we don't know for sure until we get to the year, which means now when they're making these new futuristic Call of Duty games, they are open to do whatever they want. They can put drones in it, they can put raps in it, they can make us wall run, double jump, and they can put anything they want in it, which is, for a game developer, a great thing to do, because like I said, you know, it's based in the future. We're not going to know what's going to happen in the future until we get there. And to give a game developer that open experience to do whatever they want, especially in their game, is kind of a great feeling in a way. And I understand why they decided to make the game in the future, so that they can do whatever they want. And, you know, because we don't know, and they're pretty much free to do whatever they want. And that's the reason why I think that they're not going to go into the past, back in the past, for a very long time. In years to come, they might get sick of it, doing all the futuristic stuff. For this year's Call of Duty game, there has been rumors around it's going to be called Infinite Warfare, which is pretty much further into the future. So we are going to get more futuristic stuff in years to come. Maybe they get sick of it and go back in the past, which again, I would love to see, don't get me wrong. But when they're open to do whatever they want, I will definitely think that they are going to stick to the future for another bit. Now, it's understandable that some people out there may not like this idea. You know, there has been a good few people who do not like the new mechanics, who do not like the way that we play now, the fact that we wall run and we double jump. And I don't mind it. I love playing it. I still love playing Call of Duty. I love Black Ops 3. So I'm definitely going to love Infinite Warfare when it comes out. So to me, that doesn't bother me. But for those people, like, I know it's kind of hard for me to say it, especially when people love the franchise, but I think it's time to not play the game anymore, especially if you're one of those people who do not like the way Call of Duty is going, and you just don't like playing Black Ops 3, and you just don't like the way that we pretty much play the game now. And to me, I just don't understand why you're still playing it. You know, just pack it up, move on to Battlefield or something like that. Now, I completely understand that you're one of these people who probably their first game was COD 4, and you loved it so much that you bought World at War, and you bought Warfare 2. And you just loved it so much that you just kept on buying the next Call of Duty game, and you just love the franchise. All you play is Call of Duty. You don't play anything else. You put your heart and soul into Call of Duty. And when it came into the future, you just don't like the way it's going. And that is completely understandable. But at the same time, though, you're the gamer. It's your money. And if you're putting €70 into a game that you don't enjoy, I don't understand why you're still playing it. I think it's time to pack up, because like I said, I don't think they're going to bring it back to the past for another long time. I could be wrong. After Infinite Warfare, Sledgehammer Games might put it back into the past. I could be 100% wrong. You know, I'm kind of bad making these you know, psychic thing. I forgot the word to it. But you know, I can't tell the future. I could be wrong. But you know, after what I said in this commentary, I just can't see it. I just can't see it happening for another long time. And for those people who do not like the way it's going, who do not like playing it the way that it's going, I just don't understand why you're playing it. You know, I don't know why you're giving out about it. I don't know why you're complaining about it. Just stop playing it. Move on to something else. Battlefield 5 is rumored to go back into the past, to go further into the past. So they're pretty much going to completely opposite direction to the way Call of Duty is going, which is fine. You know, it's their game. They can do what they want with it. If they like doing past stuff, then that's up to them. So yeah, so that is pretty much everything that I want to say in this commentary. I kind of want to talk about it because I keep on hearing this stuff, and I know that I kind of talked about it, similar stuff into the past, but I didn't address this on its own. And I really wanted to talk about it because there are some people out there who do not like the way it's going, and that's completely fair enough. But I wouldn't pay another €70 if the game that I got of the franchise that I loved that I didn't like, then I would just probably have to give it up. I'll probably just have to not play Call of Duty anymore because I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a like and also leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys think. Do you enjoy the way Call of Duty is going? Are you going to get Infinite Warfare? And also, I think it's rumored to have a Call of Duty 4 Remaster Edition. And there has been some people say that it's going to be campaign only, but I really don't think so. I think they're going to put multiplayer as well. I think that's why they're going to bring back COD 4. So yeah. So let me know down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you think of the game. What if you enjoy it, if you don't enjoy it, or if you agree to what I said. You know, there are people out there who have a different have their own opinion, and they have the right to pretty much address their opinion, and I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comment section below. And also, if you're new to your channel, don't forget to subscribe. Be able to see something like this from me. And I'm nearly into 17 minutes of the video. This is a very long commentary, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.